Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
And good morning, Belize. It is Tuesday, March 31st. It's the last day of the month of March, and so you know what that means. It's some of our birthdays tomorrow.
Actually, it is. It's my cousin's birthday tomorrow.
And that's exactly what I meant, Sabrina.
No, for real?
Yes. So it's the end of the month. We have come to the close of yet another month, the third month in the year. And I do hope that wherever you are this morning, that you're having a fantastic morning. And if you're not, I do pray that the morning changes its course perhaps, or that you'll find a way to deal with whatever difficult situation you'll find yourself or your life in. So at this moment, we're going to go through the show lineup for today. We have some exciting conversations, very diverse. In our first conversation, we'll be looking at the role of the special envoy with Her Excellency Rossana. And then in our second conversation, it's all about the Belize Bus Association. They're asking for an increase in gas prices. Well, we'll have them on the couch to talk about what that will look like. Thirdly, Coca-Cola and the FIFA World Cup. We're having a World Cup discussion. And last but certainly not least, Easter face painting with Belize Botanical Gardens. They'll be in to speak with us about an upcoming event. And so that's our show lineup for this morning. 4 conversations. You want to stay tuned. Don't want to miss any one of them.
Yes, all right. Looking forward to those conversations. But before we get into some of the things that we think you guys should know this morning, I want to ask you, Paul, because it is the eve of the Easter weekend, our extended weekend. And I know for a lot of us here in Belize, we look forward to this weekend. Aside from the religious factor, recognizing the crucifixion, there's a lot of people who tend to dedicate their holidays. They want to drop a little extra holiday. They want to pull from their bank of holidays to have a longer weekend. And they have plans with their friends and family. So we put a poll out on our social media pages, and we are asking you guys, what are the plans for Easter's? I know people would have said, what a party are they? I was asking Paul while we were on TikTok this morning what his Easter plans are. He said he's not going to tell us. But I know a lot of people, they're either choosing between staying home. I know some, they'll be opting to go to the Keys. That includes Key Cocker, San Pedro. Some people go down south. They're heading to Placencia, Hopkins, Dangriga. And I know that even though there are some tensions and some growing concerns from the border side in Mexico, there are still quite a few people who might be heading Mexico's side. But where are you guys going? How about states? Who went to states, Because some people also head completely out the country and they go to the United States as well.
Yeah, I think people are very cautious about going to Mexico this time around. I know that while there are concerns about safety on the Mexican side, I've actually seen from news reports in Chetumal or Quintana Roo at large where security forces have been deployed and security presence have actually increased in certain parts of the state, especially in Chetumal, also in Cancun, where Belizeans frequent. I think this is a direct move to kind of increase a level of security and assurance and alleviate some of the concerns for Belizeans specifically. Believe it or not, and we've had this conversation, it's on the record, Belizeans invest a lot in the economy across that side of the border, more so directly across that side of the border in Chetumal and in Cancun and in Playa. I don't know all the names of the places. I haven't been to all. I've been to Chetumal and a short time in Cancun, which was pretty amazing. And so I could see the appeal as well, because it's stone's throw away and you get a completely different experience than you get in Belize. I feel like there are states a little bit, right? And so I see the security presence increasing over there, but I don't know what that will do for travelers or Belizeans in terms of going over there. What I would encourage, which I always do, safety concerns or not, I would encourage people to stay home, spend your money home. I got in Cancun. I got vacation for a little bit several years back, right? I never worry about money anytime. I just live my life haphazardly. That's just a footnote. But then when I gone for a tour out at sea, one catamaran tour, people ask me where I come from, and I say I'm from Belize, and they say, "You come from Belize? Are you going to Cancun? Like this?" These beautiful seas and beautiful beaches in Belize.
They're right there, your backyard.
You left that for Cancun. I said, I know, man. I'm just on a different experience. But now, and then like that, just sit with me and that just bother me, because I know I can spend just the same, or maybe a little bit more, because then it's a little bit more affordable over there. But some of the same experiences, if not even better experiences here in Belize.
Speaking of spending, though, there are people who might be just opting out of leaving in general because of what the situation is like right now. There are quite a few people who said that they are planning to stay home
the majority,
this Easter
actually,
as well.
The majority.
And so I'm curious to know, why is that? Is it because of the gas prices, where, usually going somewhere involves driving somewhere? Are we opting to stay home to save some cash as well, to curtail on some of the spending? Are we opting to stay home because of inflation, because we're trying to save our monies for another weekend? A lot of people are complaining about what their spending is like right now, so I'm wondering if we're going to see some scaling back on the spending and festivities this Easter holiday.
You're absolutely right. My plans for this weekend include some driving, and I'm already budgeting the cost of fuel right now, and that's taking a huge chunk of my spending. And I'm thinking, when I done put in for gas, when I done budget for food, then I really got like a lot extra for spend, and I could see how that could discourage people to stay to go out and instead to stay home, because then you could save that money and just say, you know what, when things get better, or maybe later on down the year, we don't worry about Easter, later on down the year, we're taking a trip somewhere.
All right, well, let's jump into some of the things we think you should know this morning. You can continue sharing your thoughts in the comments section. What are your plans for the Easter holiday? Maybe you bump into one of us somewhere over the weekend as well. But this is what we have for you, starting off with $51,000 raised, but no Hilux raffle drawn. We also have Miss Universe visit shifts focus from online hate to self-worth. Then I saw in the comment section Eric Sanchez or Shane Perez saying, remember tonight, Across Borders on the road again. That's right, Eric. We are jumping into episode 3 of Across Borders, and I'm excited to take you guys to Copan Ruinas, so you want to look forward to that. Also, Delta flight engine malfunctions moments after takeoff. And our last topic is regulators call for better enforcement of Australia's under 16 ban.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, I know that we are covering right now, I believe from last week, the situation that is taking place with that raffle that didn't happen. Coincidentally, I remember both you and myself on the couch when we had guests from the Sub Umbra Floria Lions Club talking about this raffle that was set to take place. We often have these charity organizations on the couch highlighting different ways that they would fundraise for their initiatives that they would carry out throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so having this sit down didn't seem any suspicious, really. But I think now it's all the buzz because it's one of those organizations that are reputable and they carry a long legacy of respect and trust. And they find themselves now in a position where people are asking, when my money day? I pay for a raffle. Some people spend hundreds of dollars on these raffles, and there were no drawing. And they want to know now that it's coming out and more information is coming out that there was never, in fact, a vehicle signed and contracted from Toyota that there would be this raffle taking place. People want their monies back.
Yeah, and I think that's the heart of the issue, or the main question is, where is the money? If the money exists, and these are only questions.
Well, it halfway exists, people paid for it.
Right, and these are questions that we're asking. The bank statement that we were able to obtain yesterday, this comes straight from the bank. And this bank statement was only obtained late last week.
Yeah.
So the bank statement shows what the account looks like up until the 24th of March, which is last week Tuesday, just a week from today. And what the bank account is showing is that in their service account, which is the service account is the account they use to like the community work.
Yeah, fund their initiatives.
Work.
Yeah.
And that account only shows $32,000, right? So it's woefully shy of the 500, the monies that they would have made from selling some 500 plus tickets, right?
Which amounted to roughly like 50,000?
Yeah, 50,000, 52,000 thereabouts. So clearly there's answers that needs to be had to fill that gap between the 32 and the 50-something thousand. And then in the other account, that won't do any help because the administrative account based on the bank statement is $14,000. So the lotteries committee says, well, they commit for payback after the approval for the raffle will be, after the approval of the raffle is granted, they commit to payback. But out of what? That's the question we're asking right now.
And are names being called? Who's being held accountable?
Well, that's the thing. For the sake of for the sake of not wanting to impute improper motives against anyone, we've chosen not to call any names or to put out, air out people's specific individuals' dirty laundry out there, but I also think that it is something that the entire Lions Club zone needs to look at, and they need to look at carefully because Belize has several chapters, Lions Club chapters, and then there's a zone like the umbrella organization, and they need to investigate. If nothing wrong was done and if the money still exists somewhere, then they need to come out even and explain where the money went. And I think that is the bottom line here, and we will continue to push for answers for the sake of those individuals that have spent more than $100. Some people, multiple tickets they've bought, and this raffle was supposed to be held from the end of December. Driving, remember the slogan, driving to 2026 with a new 2026 Toyota Hilux. And it's way past that time, and I understand some extensions were granted, but now we are all the way into April. And what's the latest with the refund, and what's the latest with the raffle? Those individuals we spoke with anonymously yesterday, Lions Club members deep within the trenches are saying essentially that if payments are made, then the club goes bankrupt.
And honestly, from a customer or someone that might have purchased one of these tickets, I wouldn't care. I mean, at the end of the day, we supported your cause. Why should we care that you would have $0 in your account and you're not able to provide support or fund these initiatives? Wouldn't you prefer to actually not have a bad name? And I think beyond even this example here, it really sets a bad image for charitable organizations that go out and do these type of fundraisings. Now, everybody on the side, if you call upon my coach or if you come to me and say, we the raffle and something, pick up or even something smaller, people might think, God, I want to give Nelly money. You know, $100 is a lot of money. $100 can't even fill my gas tank, and we've been talking about gas prices. And this is charity. You know, there is not a 100% chance that you're going to get something in return, but you're supporting the greater good of these initiatives that these organizations are carrying out. And so I'm sorry, but I find it hard to empathize with the fact that they would have an empty bank account when you have people that you owe. There are people who invested in this because they probably thought they could, you know, have some luck win a vehicle. And there are people who invested in this because they're investing in the health or in the initiatives and things that, you know, this club supports. And I don't think that that's an excuse. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
No, I don't think
it's an excuse.
And final point on this, where I also think the oversight or the procedure fell short was in the lotteries committee not doing its full due diligence, right? Because you approve a raffle for a truck, that's one thing. You approve all kind of raffles, and that's your job. However, what about seeking to ensure that the club actually has a contract with the vehicle provider to secure that truck? Or what about ensuring that the club or anybody that's doing a raffle for a truck has proof of down payment, right? So that type of thing, I feel like the lotteries committee could have done more, but you have to understand, it's the Lions Club. It's reputation.
Exactly.
You trust them, man. Come on. So
All right. Well, we'll definitely keep our eyes on this. I think if you've ever purchased a ticket or if you purchased a ticket for this last fundraiser, let us know in the comment section your thoughts on that. But I know a lot of people right now, they're sharing their thoughts, Paul, on this Miss Universe situation that took place yesterday. I saw you took a picture between two stunning women, and you look so tiny, Paul.
I've never felt more short in my entire life, bro.
But it was a great initiative. We know our Miss Universe Belize, Isabella Zabane, she's been on the ground doing her thing even after the big pageant last year, and she brought in one of the crowd favorites. I believe it's Ivory Coast's Miss I can't remember her last name.
Yase.
Yes, Miss Yase. She's one of those pageant women who people thought were robbed at last year's Miss Universe.
They thought
she was supposed to win, and I loved her as well. But beyond that conversation, we know what took place over the weekend when some really negative comments, or a specific negative comment, was made under a picture. I don't even feel comfortable saying what it was, Paul, but I think that it would be hard for you to not know what actually took place. But what I'm really proud to actually mention is the way that these ladies were able to spin the narrative around this conversation and really speak about self-worth, highlight the fact that, you know, beyond these negative comments and beyond negative talking in general, which, you know, a lot of us, we can really admit it's inevitable. People will have negative things to say. It's us knowing who we are and having that sense of self-worth as well. I think it was a teachable lesson for many girls who probably met Miss Yase in person, who knows Miss Isabella as well. And I'm really proud of these ladies for what they were able to achieve, I think, beyond even their confidence building workshop that they had at the City Hall.
Beyond the controversy, Sabrina, my personal view is the controversy shouldn't overshadow the work that those two beauty queens did inside that City Hall conference room. I mean, I sat there through the confidence building session for almost 2 hours, And I felt just as empowered
Yes.
as any one of those young ladies.
What was it about the session?
The session, what was it about the session? The session was real. The session was raw. Isabella and Miss Olivia, they tore back the layers of beauty and the layers of prominence, and they stepped off their pedestals.
Okay.
And they showed these young ladies that they are just like any other young woman across the world that faces issues with self-confidence, that faces challenges with being labeled in society. And they spoke from the heart and they spoke openly. I even saw some of the participants crying.
Yeah.
Just crying.
I saw
because
Isabella
of how
cry.
Yeah, she cried and others cried because of how impactful it was. And so I say kudos to them for using their platform in such a powerful way. And we shouldn't be distracted by the mess that Mr. Mess caused. It's unacceptable. It's unforgivable. And I hope that the Belize Tourism Board does what is necessary to ensure that this matter is rectified and that an example is set against Mr. Mess.
Well, they did put out a press release yesterday speaking on the matter. I know that he was terminated from his post.
Right.
Mr. Mess, they said something about him being fired. I know he's
Not from this, not for this issue.
Okay.
He's not associated. Yeah, so that's just to clarify. He's not associated with any tour companies.
Okay.
Right? He's a freelancer, independent tour guide. But he
good
has
luck
a
to
tour guide license which
Okay.
comes through the BTB. So essentially, you're employed by the BTB.
All right. Well, I'd like to mention really quickly, because I know that we're running out of time. Across Borders episode 3 is airing tonight, so definitely stay locked in. 7:30, we are going to Copan Ruinas, and if you want to know what that is, it's a town, it's an archaeological site, and it's really just an escape into an even bigger understanding of the Honduras story as well. I was so captivated this entire day, and so I'm really, really excited to take you guys with me on our 3rd chapter of Across Borders in Honduras. I'll also mention that this is our wrap-up of Honduras, and then we cross borders again into another country next week, our 2nd of 2 traveling destinations for this this experience that we have been highlighting so far. And so it's been so wonderful. I'm so happy to be hearing your thoughts and your feedback on the show. We really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad to take you along with me on that journey. So let's go tonight to Copan Ruinas and learn some stuff, experience some stuff, see some beautiful birds, and yeah, experience Honduras. But Paul, we do have to close off this section of the show. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Continue to comment. And we'll now move into our Eye on the Weather, brought to you by the folks from the National Meteorological Service. All right, this is our Eye on the Weather, and today's forecast calls for sunny with cloudy spells, along with a few showers and the chance for isolated thunderstorms, mostly inland. Partly cloudy tonight with isolated showers as well will also be, and the chance for isolated thunderstorms over the south. So essentially, it looks like it's going to be a wet one. But in terms of temperatures, coastal areas can expect highs of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, then dropping to lows of 76. Inland areas, though, will be experiencing very similar temperatures, highs of 87 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping to lows of 70. And then in the hills, where the cooler temperatures can be expected, highs of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping to a chilly 64. Now, in terms of our extended forecast, and I know this is where everyone, they want to know what to expect for the extended weekend. This is for Thursday, Wednesday even, Friday and Saturday as well. For inland and coastal areas on Wednesday, you can expect highs of 85 and 89 and dropping to lows of 76 and 70. And the same thing goes for Thursday. Now on Friday and Saturday, very similar temperatures, highs of 85 and 90. So that's good for those who will be in the Keys, but then they're going to drop to lows of 77 and 71, and similar temperatures for Saturday as well, 86 and 91, dropping to lows of 78 and 72 for inland and coastal coastal areas. The sea state, however, will be choppy, so you want to be mindful of that for persons who will be on the water, with winds blowing from the east at 10 to 20 knots. A high tide is going to take place today at 9:04 a.m. and a low tide at 3:22 p.m. But another high tide will also take place at 9:32 p.m. and then tomorrow another low tide at 3:36 a.m. And the sunrise took place this morning at 5:48 a.m. and sunset will take place at 6:05 p.m. The moonrise will take place at 5:06 p.m. and then tomorrow's moonset will be at 5:21 a.m. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, brought to you by the National Meteorological Service. Paul, back to you.
Excellent. Thank you for that weather update, Sabrina. What we're going to do right now is take a break, and when we come back, we have the special envoy, Her Excellency Rossana. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Mornings with the kids are always busy, but having the space we need makes life easier. With the Jack T8, we have the comfort, reliability, and space we need. With fully breathable leather seats, 6-speed manual transmission, 9-inch LCD screen with Apple CarPlay and Android, 4-cylinder, fully turbo diesel, and space for my entire family. We can count on Jack to get us there safely and comfortably.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week Revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Do not miss worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, life music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week Revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are jumping into our first conversation, and as we mentioned before the break, we are sitting down with the Special Envoy of Development of Families and Children. We have here with us Her Excellency Rossana, and the conversation this morning is centered around the role of the Special Envoy and, of course, anything else that we can learn from this post, and, of course, just an update from Mrs. Briseno as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure having you.
I know that you are fresh off the heels of your trip from Washington, and I know that you're very busy and you're always on the go, and so we really appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning and highlight a bit of what's taking place in your area of your work. Perhaps we can begin with a quick update on what your meeting was about in Washington, and of course we can scale back and talk a bit more about Special Envoy work.
Okay. Well, in my role, it's all about advocacy, really, and promoting Belize, supporting the government in its plan for families and children. So, yeah, that's what I do. Washington was an experience I don't think I'll forget in a hurry. It was all about technology. Mrs. Melania Trump hosted a forum, a discussion introducing an actual humanoid. Was a bit scary, but
of course,
real.
Yeah.
Reality is here, you know, technology is here, AI is everywhere, we use it every day. A little scary when you think of what was said at that forum, that discussion, which I hope never happens, humanoids replacing teachers in the classrooms. That was super scary. I hope that doesn't happen in a hurry here in Belize, because we definitely need our teachers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the discussion was about that. I was able to share what our Ministry of Education is doing in terms of connecting our high schools or schools across Belize with internet across the country, providing laptops, making AI, using it responsibly in terms of the teachers being able to access from the 501 hub that's available. So our life gets better, you know, making teaching easier, and not only in teaching, but everywhere.
Yeah.
You mentioned that a big part of your work as Special Envoy has to do with advocacy, and I know that we are closing out the month, Women's Month.
Yes.
I see you in your purple, and I hope that we still continue to wear our bright and beautiful shades of purple as well, even beyond the month of March. But what type of reflection do you have closing out this month, especially under the Special Envoy and the work that you guys have been doing throughout the years?
Honestly, it's very overwhelming, because we feel that we have all the answers in the world. And then when reality hits you, you realize we have a long way to go. For me, it's difficult, because yes, we're here to advocate. Yes, we're wearing our purple or orange in the, for the 16 days of activism, symbolic of eliminating gender-based violence, promoting support for women. But then when you find yourself in situations that the people that are supposed to be protecting us are the worst perpetrators, and I have no problems calling them out, and I've done it before, and I will continue doing it, because if that is what it takes to make a difference, I'm going to use my voice for that. So, closing up now, closing the end of Women's Month. Like you said, it never ends, and we will never close it, because every day our women are placed in situations that are very difficult. Our children find themselves in some of the worst situations ever, I don't want to come across as glum and dark, but this is our reality, you know, and if we can use our voices, our colors, our initiatives to make a difference, I really would insist that we continue using our purple, using our orange, using our voices to make that change in the classrooms, in the churches, at homes, because it's everywhere in the workplace. It's real.
What is one area where service is most lacking for women or support?
The police, without a doubt.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? Because when you look at the news, you hear the news, you watch the news, most, and I won't say most, but a lot of the incidents, the perpetrators are police officers. And this is where women go. You go to the police station to make a report. Reports are lost. They mysteriously disappear. It blows your mind, you know. I have been in situations where my entire office, I have been sitting outside of a courthouse in Belmopan, to name a few, but to name this one, just to support a woman that was terrified. Her partner was a sergeant, a police officer. And just to hear him tell the judge that he's intimidated by our presence outside. Really? You know what? If we intimidated you, good for you. It worked. And that's what we will continue to do. Because if we have to go in the field, we have to stand by women by the court. We're not allowed in the courthouse, no? Actually ended up being a witness that day because that guy actually threatened her. Like, he did to her like that. In Belize, we know what that means, right?
Like, wait till I meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, what is this? You know, I saw the woman looking at me. We were chatting. And all of a sudden her face just changed. And I followed her eyes and I saw that gesture, right? Like, I was like, oh my God. And I ended up being a witness in that case, you know.
What options do you have available to address this stain?
Well, as women, we call them out. And I'm not afraid to do that. Because the first time I asked my husband, who can fire me? And he was laughing and he said, well, I can't fire you. So I'm like, you know what? Good. Yeah. I will do what I have to do. And when I step out of this role, I know for a fact that I did make a difference. I tried to make a difference. And I will continue as long as I possibly can. I've always been an advocate for women. But going back to what you just asked me.
Yeah, call them out.
Call them out. Educate men. We have an amazing program called Engaging Men and Boys. And I inherited this program from the previous Mrs. Barrow. And I thought it was an awesome, awesome program. And we're still running with it. We get a lot of support from, we had a lot of support from Taiwan, the government. We lobby for monies because it's very expensive to run a program countrywide all year round. But this program is very important because it focuses on educating men, educating boys, that just for the elimination of gender-based violence, that there's no need to be violent in our society, teaching them, not because you inherited this and it's a traditional way of doing things. It's good. If it's something that's detrimental to our families or communities, then let's change it for something positive. So that's the program. We work with many men, and many of the older men would say, well, you know, this is how it was. I don't have no change for change. My head done decide to waste my time. Let's go to the younger boys, the boys in high school. That's where they're learning, their minds are open, they're open to change. With the young people nowadays that we have, my goodness, the way they think. They don't even want to bring children in this world anymore. The Gen Zs, they're living their life. I don't need one child. I'm not going to say that's a good thing, but if our world isn't catering to them, isn't protecting them, well, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing.
You know, Mrs. Briceño, I want to quickly comment and say one of the things that I appreciate about having conversations with you is how straightforward you speak. You know, and I think it's appreciated in a time where sometimes we feel like people just kind of give you diplomatic answers. And I think in your seat of being an advocate and having to put pressure on advocacy, a lot of times people would place that or use that role and criticize and say, but how important is advocacy? People want to see real change.
Agree.
And I've always wanted to ask you, being the wife of the Prime Minister, a lot of people think you probably have the ability to just say, Hobbs, change this now. we got to do something, you know? How important is advocacy, and where do you find yourself in times where you would like to see a specific change? You recognize that gap that Paul was asking about, but you're still stuck just sharing what the problem is.
No, I do exactly what you just said. I think you need to do something about this. You know, and in a way, I have to say, my husband is very, he's a good listener. At least with me, he listens. And he would be very realistic. And he says to me, you know, I will bring it up in cabinet. I will make sure we push this. He has done so many calls for me, it's not funny. When I feel that I could pick up that phone and just call the commissioner or call that one and tell them, you need to do something, what's wrong with you? Like, it's Women's Month, for crying out loud, you know, do something when you hear of these things. And I was, you know what, if you don't call her, I won't call her. And then he calls or he makes a phone call and he tries to find out what the situation is. But I get a lot of support from him. I bring up, and I think in my role as Special Envoy and being married to him, I can tell him exactly what's going on, not what people want, that like people tell him, you know, they tell him things that he wants to hear. Oh, everything is all pretty and it's all good, but in reality, it's not. So I think I'm the one that would say to him, you know what, this is not working. I see we have some issues in this area, especially with the social issues. And I always remember when I had just gotten into this office, I was so overwhelmed because I've been a teacher all my life. Education is my forte, that's what I know.
Yeah.
And he told me, use your education in that office, because I wasn't sure how to get into this office. And that's what I did. And I told him, I said, well, you said use my education, so I'm I'm educating people out there, but we need to see a difference, you know? Yeah. So I collaborate. It's all about collaboration, because I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
And he can't do it alone either. So we need support from the ministries. We need support from the judicial. There's a whole lot of people that we need to work with, organizations that we work with to make things happen, to make a difference.
Going back to the police department and their issues with domestic violence, what does real change look like for you?
If I had a magic wand, I would clean out that police. Some of them have to be removed. They're the perpetrators. They are criminals, some of them, especially when it comes to domestic violence. We look up to them for protection, and they're not protecting us. I'm scared to go to the police station. The thing is, I can't go with a woman because of who I am at this point, but it shouldn't be that way. A woman should just go there, and they should get the help that they need, and reports should not be lost. And bribes should not be taken to save some lucky or whatever that they have there that they're supporting. You know, I mean, a crime is a crime. And if we are advocating for the protection of women and children, you know how many women don't go and make a report because they know what the situation is? They're dismissed. They're laughed at. You again? You know, this is now between you and your husband. Figure it out. This is the way women are treated, and it starts from the top.
Yeah.
That's my thing. If the top doesn't change, It's never going to change. We're never going to be safe in Belize.
Why do you feel so passionate about this issue?
Because it upsets me. It upsets me that I have to call them out, that I have to come here and again call them out. I think the real reason why it upsets me so much and it makes me angry, because I know that there are a lot of police officers that are working really, really hard. And they're doing an excellent job. Women police officers, you know, I've worked with so many women police officers as a principal. Their children at our school, they're so busy, they're all over the place, you know, and they still find time to come to school, you know, for that meeting, for that conference. So it makes me upset too, because for the women, for the men that are working so hard in the police department, to be clouded, to be so negatively distorted by the bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of the minister, I feel bad for the minister because he has a lot of work to do.
Before we go into some of the more positive, I guess, things that are coming out of your work, Mrs. Briceño, I want to get your thoughts really quickly on something that I think made a lot of people uncomfortable in the debate, the budget debate that took place, and that was the leader of the opposition essentially saying that your husband was making light or making fun of her disability that she described as being a temporary disability. She also spoke about you and the work that you have dedicated for such a long time in disability as well. What were your thoughts on that?
Yes, I saw that. She called me out because I am one of the persons that advocate for support, you know, for persons with disabilities. I've worked for years with children with special needs. So yes, it's not a good it's not a good thing to be called out on something like that. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know what happened. I wasn't aware of the situation until after the fact. I know my husband has a sense of humor, and maybe it wasn't the most appropriate time to be funny, or he thought he was funny. I don't know. Honestly, I think that's a question that you really need to ask him. If what happened, what did he say? And I feel if he did say something inappropriate, it was wrong.
Yeah.
It was wrong, and he should have never said something like that. We need to be conscious that we hurt people's feelings, and as the leader, he's supposed to be the role model. You know, and if I'm his wife and I'm advocating for these things, then we need to work together and make sure that it doesn't happen again. Yeah.
What is one area that you've seen marked improvement in your advocacy for children?
Well, I work very closely with the Minister of Human Development, Minister Thea. And what I like about her is that we have a lot of consultation. We talk, we discuss, we support each other. She knows that my office is for advocacy. And when I think one of the most marked achievements was the changing of the age, you know, from 16 to 18, the Early Marriage Act, that really made a difference. I hope it's being implemented, because we make changes,
but
then
aren't
it's
used
not
to change sometimes.
and they're not using it properly. Yeah. I heard your discussion yesterday on policies, and sometimes the government signs on to these things and then they don't put it in place, you know. But that also happens because a lot of people are not aware of what policies, what laws, what services are in place. So yeah, I think in the area of the Child Marriage Act, that's a good, a remarkable achievement. We're also focusing on the Families Act to be more inclusive of roles, who does what, especially when it comes to what do you call it? Common law partnerships. So I think there's so much that needs to be done. There's also for our children that the awareness now. NCFC is working along with UNICEF with the Blue Teddy Bear campaign.
Yes, they've been on here talking about
to eliminate child abuse, to make it aware. child abuse is very, very, it hurts me. It hurts me a lot because I have a granddaughter. I have children, and well, they're all grown up now, but my granddaughter, she's so special to me. And just to imagine that someone can deliberately hurt her, that would destroy us, I believe. And for every family that has had to live through that experience, as a woman, as a personal, my personal opinion, that's unforgivable. That's the worst that you can do to a child. Yeah. So I think this campaign will bring a lot of awareness, and in my office, our part will be to we have this Feature Friday that we're always putting out information to educate our public, educate our children, educate our women or men of where they can get help for mental health services, mental health support, for domestic violence, for your rights as children. So we use that platform. Yeah. It's called Feature Friday, and that's how we will be working very closely with this new program that's coming up. We just bought the teddy bears. I have a big blue teddy bear sitting in my office right now. Nice. That we will be handing over to NCFC.
All right. Well, as we wind down the conversation, I want to give you an opportunity to perhaps highlight any other projects that will be coming out that we can keep a watchful eye out for, and of course, your message to our viewers.
Sure. We have been working from early last year, I would say, about menopause, talking about menopause, something that women in Belize don't want to talk about.
Nobody really. It's such a taboo topic.
Yes, it is, but it's happening, and it's happening to a lot of women in Belize. And we're not just miserable, we're not just bitter. Things are happening to us that we don't understand. And this conversation actually started we were sitting in I don't even remember. We were having
wasn't there like a
presentation?
Conference or something like that on it? Yes.
We were on a presentation, and the Governor General was sitting with me, and she was fanning herself, and she was the only one sweating there. And I'm like, "What's up with you?" And she says, "Oh my God, I'm dying here." And then I realized what was going on, and I said, "Yeah, that's happening to us." And we had a little conversation there in that setting that we were, and then we took off with it. We started down south. We've been in PG, we've been in Dangriga, we've been in Orange Walk, we've done a session here with CEOs. Basically, it's just so that they know that they're not alone. Yeah. And there's support, there's help. If you're sweating too much, there's something that you can take. We have a gynecologist, we have a nutritionist, we have a psychologist all the time in our forums, in our discussions, to bring that information, to educate women. No, it's not, you're not imagining things, it's, you're not that brain fog that comes. Every now and then I have to check myself because I'm like, I get carried away and then I forget what I was going to say. I could talk to you today and tomorrow I forget your name. It's not because I
didn't value the conversation.
Right? Or something's wrong with me. It's just that this is happening. This is a part of menopause.
For some reason, though, it gets kind of like a negative light, or it's ignored. And I wish we would have started the conversation a bit earlier, because I think there's so much that we can contribute to that. People in the comment section feel a lot of times silenced, or that they're fighting alone, but I think it should get the same type of recognition that a period that girls get, in their teenage years into adulthood, because it's a natural experience. And I even learned last year that men go through their own version of menopause as well.
I agree.
And so there should be a conversation and a space for that.
But there's help out there, guys.
Yes, there is help out there. But we do have to wrap up the conversation. Mrs. Briceño, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, our programs will continue. Yeah. We have one last one called POP, Power Over Period, where we teach young ladies about menstrual hygiene. We work with them very closely. We have delivered packages, sanitary napkins, all the hygiene products to women in the prison, to women in all over
Yes.
that we're called on to, and especially in high schools.
Yes.
So,
All right.
and then we just look forward to your support,
Yes.
as usual, the community support. And it's not about me. That's the last thing that I want to say. This office has never been about me. It's about trying to make a difference, working with different partners, working with the government, working with the media.
Yeah.
To make a difference, and that's the only way we can make a difference, if we work together. So
right.
yeah, on that note, yeah.
And on that note, we want to say thank you so much for taking the time to speak
Yes.
with us, speaking to our viewers by extension, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, well, before we leave, I want to leave you with our motivational quote. And this morning's motivational quote is taken from Martin Luther, and it says, "Our Lord has written the promise of the resurrection, not in books alone, but in every leaf in springtime." Beautiful. All right, we take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of the Belize Bus Association, and they want to talk. We'll be talking about Coca-Cola and FIFA World Cup when we come back.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing? Public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort. Tour operators insurance for on-site tourists and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about Coca-Cola and the FIFA World Cup. And we have joining us on-set brand coordinator for Coca-Cola at Bowen & Bowen, Mr. Miguel Martinez.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Martinez. So, what does the World Cup mean for Coca-Cola?
Well, as many people know, Coca-Cola is one of the main partners for the FIFA World Cup year in and year out. This year is no exception. So we're very happy to be here this morning because we actually want to share an experience, well, an opportunity for Belizeans to win an experience to the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Okay, so lay it out for us. What is that opportunity and how can people take advantage?
All right, so we try to make it as simple as possible, right? So you can see on the table here we have several little items which we will be bundling. We have some drawstring bags.
Okay.
We have some cups. We have some snack bowls.
No, that don't look like a bowl. That
It's
looks like a
ball.
like a ball.
Yeah, some bags as well, some kit bags. So we'll
That's
be
a
bundling,
perfect gym bag.
Yeah, perfect gym
overnight bag.
So we'll be bundling these things Also bundles with just product as well. And basically each bundle will have a ticket, so a numbered ticket. So the bundle can have, as I mentioned, it can have these items, or it can have just Coca-Cola products, PET products, plastic products with a label like this. So we have these in 600 ml, 2 liter and 1.5. So we'll be doing several different bundles with these tickets, numbered tickets. You buy a bundle, you hold on to your ticket. We'll be having next month the drawing, the 27th of next month. And basically, if you have the lucky numbered ticket, you're a winner. So you can win a trip for 2 people to the US to watch a World Cup game.
No.
Yes.
Whoa, that's huge.
The price is all inclusive?
It's a 3-night stay in the US, which includes food, hotel, and also the World Cup experience.
How many games?
One game. It's one game. But I mean, that's a once in a lifetime experience for
100%.
many people, right?
Yeah.
For many people. And we do, like I said, 2 things we want to emphasize. You need to have a valid US visa so you can win this prize, because of course this particular one is going to be in the US. And also you need to hold on to your ticket. Hold your ticket, because if you come to me and tell me I win, I can't show me the ticket, I can't give you the prize.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 essential things that we're, want to drive to the public.
So how do you feel about the World Cup personally?
Well, I mean, it's a big World Cup. I'm happy it's on this side of the world. The last time it was here, my first memory of the World Cup is World Cup USA in 1994, which was the last time a World Cup was held in the Americas over here. So I'm very excited. It's going to be in 3 countries, Mexico, Canada, and the US. Well, I know a lot of things are going on in the world, but football brings us together.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, football has always been like an escape for, for kids, for, people of all walks of life. So the World Cup for me is always exciting. It's always a beautiful thing. So I'm very much looking forward to the World Cup.
And I think even here in Belize, we know that there are top disciplines in sports here in Belize that we love to follow and we enjoy, and that's volleyball, basketball, and football. And so we'll definitely support the World Cup because of how close that discipline means to us. And I know just the idea of getting an opportunity to see that game being played, it is a once in a lifetime experience.
Yes, yes.
And it also, it simply just starts with getting these packages that, if you're a lover of the sport, if you're a lover of the discipline, this would come naturally anyway.
Yeah.
So to be able to have this plus get that experience is something very amazing. Talk about the prices of the bundles, though.
So the bundles, we have several different bundles, right? We have bundles with, it could be 2 1.5s. Those retail for about $5.50, so about $11. We have, we're having a bundle as well that is going to be 4 Coca-Cola Originals and 2 no sugars, which $2.25 each, so you can do the math. We also have bundles with snackers and 1.5, so you could get your snack bowls. So there are different bundles that we're going to do across the country and in different outlets, right? Supermarkets, superettes, different outlets that we're going to be pushing it. So you can look for it countrywide.
All right, so any bundle.
It's any bundle. Any bundle. Like I said, we have some bundles with prizes and we have some bundles just product, because there's always never enough prizes to go around. We're also doing it with product. And then, like I said, once you have your ticket, you have a chance. So hold on to your ticket. This is your golden ticket.
But I just want to verify once more. It's any bundle that you purchase, you get a ticket.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyone. So if I get the cheap bundle, the cheapest one, I still get a ticket.
Yes.
So you could have multiple tickets, really.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, you can. So the more you buy, the merrier, right? So, I mean.
What's the value of something like winning that ticket?
The value of winning a trip for the World Cup.
What does a World Cup ticket run for, roughly?
The thing is, it really depends, because if I know you've ever been to a game, there's different tiers, right, and everything.
Okay,
but just on a whole rough estimation, about something like this, what would it cost? Maybe about $30,000 to $40,000 total.
Absolutely.
This whole experience, right?
Wow. Okay, you get plane, you get lodging, you get food.
You get the experience.
Ticket. Yeah.
I think you also get a tour in the city they're going to be in.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a little bit of
All right.
a little bit of everything, so you're going to feel a little from Coca-Cola.
All right. So I just want our viewers to be clear, right? So when these packages, these gift packages, they'll be in stores.
Bundles, yes, they'll be in bundles. So
bundles.
Yeah.
So a gift bag. Sorry, not gift bag. One of these bags,
duffel bags. Yeah.
Duffel bags.
Yeah, with some product.
With some products in there.
Yeah, these are usually bundled, and we
like
bundle them
items.
in some mesh bags and stuff like that. So you grab your bundle and you go and you take it to the counter and you pay, no?
Yeah.
So we make it pretty simple. Like I said, it's grab and go. You get your product, you just grab it and you take it.
Wow.
You pay for it and then.
When will this begin to roll?
These have already commenced, country, like I said, and then we have the grand drawing that's going to be the 27th of next month. So we're building anticipation, building the excitement. This is something very exciting for us at Bowen & Bowen at Coca-Cola, and we want to share this excitement with the Belizean public so they can start buying their bundles, getting their chance to win this once in a lifetime experience.
One would ask, why would Coca-Cola do something like this?
Coca-Cola always like to give back, and like I said, we are a partner of the World Cup, and we want Belizeans, loyal Belizeans, Coca-Cola fans to feel the love as well.
Yeah.
So giving something like this is very near and dear to us. So we're glad that we're able to do this experience, give Belizeans the opportunity to get this FIFA experience.
I've heard you make mention of all these products and nothing of that ball in your hand.
Yeah.
Why are you hiding the goods from us?
I had to hold it, but I brought this ball as a teaser, right? So this is the initial promotion that we're going to do for the World Cup, which is going to end, like I said, the 27th of this month. Then after that, we're going to do a promotion just with these balls. As you can see, these is very nice, high-quality balls. So we're going to do a separate promotion after the World Cup with these balls. So we have more coming after this promotion finalizes. And this is a very nice, sturdy ball. You've seen it. And then so it's people are going to be excited about this as well. Me as a loyal football fan and a loyal Coca-Cola lover, getting your hands on something like this. If you've seen some of the social media around the world for Coca-Cola, a lot of markets are also doing that. So I wanted to also, do something nice for the Belizean public. Get your hand on a nice Coca-Cola.
I don't know when is the last time we had a Coca-Cola ball. Did we have one the last World Cup?
Well, as I can recall, no. But I wasn't here last World Cup. But if I can recall, I don't recall seeing one.
I used to see them as a child, right, growing up, and it used to be all the buzz in the playground. And it's been a while since I've seen one, so.
Does it feel nostalgic for you?
Very nostalgic. I actually want to go home with that, even though I don't play football.
We negotiate.
Now, what part of the stores you can find these bundles?
So usually the stores have them in different locations. Sometimes you have what we call some end caps that are displays for Coca-Cola, but it just depends. The stores have them in different locations, right? But we try to keep them, in the drink section, of course. So it wouldn't be in the coolers. It would be in what we call in the ambient aisle.
Okay.
So yeah, you could find them there. It's nowhere specific, but some stores have allocated Coca-Cola racks, and then some locations just have them.
And this will be countrywide?
Countrywide, yes.
Okay, all right.
How will the raffle ticket be selected?
It'll be a raffle, so just going to finalize that's how we're going to do it with Coca-Cola, and then, but yeah, it's going to be a plain raffle. Like I said, you have the number, you have a chance to win, so you never know. Go home, put it on your pillow,
Yeah, correct.
And it's
the 27th, the drawing date.
Yeah, next.
Okay.
So it's gonna be quick. So
can I see the ticket? All right, guys. So this is what you want to get your hands on right here. It has the ticket number, and as Miguel mentioned, they are going to announce how the process of the selection of the ticket will work. How do we follow that on the social media pages?
Yes. So we put the different things on social media, so follow that on there.
What else you'd like to add? Any other thoughts you'd like to add about the raffle to build anticipation, or just in general a message to viewers and Coca-Cola supporters?
Well, like I said, we're doing this once in a lifetime experience for Coca-Cola aficionados in Belize. Go get your bundles, and good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. Any team you're riding with? What's your team?
Well, I have more than one team, but looking at games recently, I see France looks very strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope somebody from this side of the world, maybe Brazil, could take it. But France is looking very, very, very strong. Right
and maybe Belize.
Well, maybe in a few years, maybe when my son plays. So
yes, let's make that happen, my brother.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Miguel, for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you guys from Coca-Cola, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
We wish you guys all the best, and we who will be purchasing those bundles as well.
For sure.
I'm going right Patty Coke Zero Day. Thank you so much.
Find me, so.
Exactly. All right. Well, guys, we'll take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of the Belize Bus Association.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include cath lab, adult intensive care unit, neonatal intensive care unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together. Connection isn't something you switch on, it's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence, it's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
Well, I think the government of Belize is taking advantage of the people right now because of all the money they're misappropriating. They're using the gas to get this money back, but our gas price should never be this high. I remember when our gas was only $2, and then they blamed it on COVID. Then after COVID, they blamed it on the war in Palestine. Then after Palestine, they blamed it on the war in Ukraine. Now they blame it on the war with Iraq. They got to stop taking advantage of the Belizean people, and the Belizean people have to wake up and say enough is enough. Start to protest and be serious about this thing now, because these people are getting away with murder. They need to be put in their place one time. It's enough is enough.
I just think the gas price high, but you have to understand that war to go on right now. But I don't think it's fair for the government to raise gas to hold at 251 lick. I think that's really unfair.
Yes, but with the gas price, I think the government could do a little bit more about it. Because it's ridiculous. And then with the tax fare, when you tell the people the price of the tax fare now, they don't want to pay the price, But I think the government could give it ease with lower the little taxes and we don't have for the gasoline. And I think it's much better for us taxi drivers and tour guides. Okay? So I think they could get away the push on that.
It's terrible. I don't know where we expect tomorrow, if that every other month or how you raise. But to be a commuter and gas the raise like that, it's very hard because price they go up on gas, your pay now they go up. If you decide to park a vehicle and take bus, you don't have no surety in the bus because the bus they don't run like on a regular basis, like every hour or so. And then it just left me lost for words right now. Because the government, they look at it like, yes, because of the war where they happen, they have to raise the gas, but when they are destabilized.
I would like to let the government know that they could do better. Because we go to the block, we have to go to the help and there's no way we should pay $13 for a gallon of gas, and the government they get gas free. That's not fair. So what about the Belizean people? The taxpayer, we have to foot all the bill. That's not fair. The government need to try do something better. Find another country to buy gas or find another way to get gas so the people could have affordable gas so they could get the working force from point A to point B and people don't have to cry directly. The workforce can't get a work on time. So they have to think about that because the workforce make Belize economy go wrong. So they need to try do better with the gas. Not to tell people $13 of gas and continue to raise it. Bring it down.
Killing us. We can't even catch all the tax so we could pay with the 8 and 9. Now the tax man, they don't want to carry up the $10 or the $8 and they want $15. And I live way back of Farber's Road. And then they kill me with this gas. We can't even make really nice Creole bread. I think we have to eat dry bread. Watch out. Because we can't afford to go buy with flour, with these sack of flour. Because the gas is kill me. What do you want, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister? We love you, but you to kill me and you to live good. You don't have to buy gas. You fill up all the vehicles free. We have to buy gas. You don't have to get 10 picnic, lot of grand picnic miss. Please. Lord again.
It's funny, but it's a serious matter. And so we have joining us on set this morning members of the Belize Bus Association. And they're here to talk on the very same topic, the high cost of fuel and how it's affecting the industry, more specifically, their businesses. We have joining us on set the president of the association, Mr. Philip Jones, and he's joined by a member and an advisor, Mr. Freeland Gilharry Jr., also from the association. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning.
So we had some real man on the ground insight moments ago. Does your realities in the industry reflect, or how much does your reality in the industry reflect what we're hearing people say on the ground?
Well, first of all, good morning, Paul. Good morning, Sabrina, and thanks for
inviting us here. And good morning, Belize. We're all Belizean and we're all in this together. We know that the fuel prices are extremely high. And based on memory, this is the highest it have ever been in the country of Belize. I stand to be corrected. And what you just shown and see what the Belizean public is going through, it's across the country and across the globe. And we all know, and rightfully so, you can hear the frustration with the people on the ground in terms of fuel, because whenever fuel cost goes up, everything goes up. Certain things goes up immediately, or some trickle down afterwards. Our position here in the Belize Bus Association is very simple. We do not want to increase the fare. Hence the reason we had sent a letter to the Department of Transport, which they're the one, rightfully so, that regulate the price fares. So we are asking government assistance in this time and in this juncture to assist or alleviate with the high cost of fuel. So at the end of the day, we don't need to pass it on to the Belizean public. We sent out a letter yesterday to the Department of Transport and the Minister, Dr. Louis Abane, seeking assistance, and there were 3 criteria we pointed out, and these are suggestions that was passed by the members, is that we can, for the bus industry, we can take away the GST from the fuel, we can take off GST from parts or tie-on, and then secondly is that we can go back to the COVID era, whereby that we were granted a subsidy to ease the burden, because then at this present time we are making bare minimum. The bus industry is not a very profitable industry. It's one that just have the workers and employees and family member to survive and provide the best quality service possible can. Bear in mind, we operate at a very low cost in terms of management, because majority of the owners, they are the drivers, they are the mechanic, they are the run man, they are the conductor. So we don't have that 6-figure salary, right? Sorry. So there are many days that we operate that we don't get a salary, but we continue because, well, we have to continue. We can't sit down and just give up. And a majority of operators are for the love. So we send these things to the government to ask for assistance. We're looking forward for a positive response, hoping that they can assist us, because we are not here to blame the government. We are here seeking assistance from the government so that we don't have to charge or raise the bus fare. That is our last option at this point in time, because we know the Belizean people are already taking a lick. We have been taking a lick whenever there is fuel surpassing $10, $11, or $12.
Yeah. Now, let me bring Mr. Gilhari into the conversation. Mr. Gilhari, how do you feel about how the high and rising cost of fuel is affecting your bus company?
This is a huge national issue, not only for the bus owners, it's for the entire country. And something should always be, truth should always be above politics. And one of the major problems that people mix is politics and business. While they should intertwine, we should make certain that we have the business aspect showing the productivity of the business and how it operates. What do I mean by that? What does this signify, a raise of $2 a gallon, $2.50 a gallon? At present moment, all routes that consume 30 gallons have lost $525. If you multiply that by the end of the month, that's a loan payment for that person, $2,200 and something. If this business is operating at a very minimum profitability, the owners are chief cook and bottle washers. But much more importantly, they're providing an employment for themselves and for whichever family members or friends or whatever. So they're also producing employment in the country. The biggest part of this that government must realize, they should come clean to the public and say, you know what, we do have a crisis. This is above politics. We have a problem whereby we're buying fuel more expensive now. The part that is for government is the taxes. But the part that you pay, it doesn't matter who is in government, will pay that price. The part that they control is the tax part. And that's the only fluctuation that they can help, GST and the tax problem. So that's the adjustment that they can help with. Now we understand that taxes are to pay the civil servants, the teachers, the policemen, and so forth. So there has to be an understanding between business and government to about what we can do to alleviate the commuters, the population, and make certain that our country prosper. And that is what all of us seek, to have a country that's more prosperous and that the riding public can also afford it. Because everyone is on a budget. If I would have a company and I have, the way it is right now, government has about between 55 to 70 runs. The other runs that involve school runs, bositos, taxis, and the present runs, the runs that presently are run by BBA, our side of government, is over 95 runs. And with the school runs, it's over 300 and something run buses. So our portion is much more larger than what government is running right now. Understand something, it's over 600 and odd transportation people being affected. Between school runs, which is 230, taxis, which is over 200, bositos, which is over 200, and our sector, which is over 95 runs, between school runs and the runs that we're operating.
What, Mr. Jones, what will survival look like in the few months ahead if the association is not aided by the government?
To be honestly, I don't think the operators will be able to continue run, because we were already at a bare minimum when the fuel was at $12. Now it's at 14 going to $15. So you can see, I can say probably a week or two we won't be able to run. Majority of the operators, it's an industry that doesn't make much incomes. We are just operating at bare minimum, and the little reserve or the little gas they have, that's what they're working with. And to be honest, if we don't get any assistance from the government with any of those three things, I think the operators won't be able to continue and operate.
You guys are scheduled to have a press conference this morning at 10 a.m. Talk about some of the points that you hope to highlight, and what are the hopes of that press conference in terms of the government hearing you?
Well, we had an emergency meeting Sunday, and the members share some concerns that we have to share, and they want us to vent, and it will be regarding the National Bus Company. Mm-hmm. But most and foremost, it will be the fares, because what they had indicated to us at that emergency meeting, that if we don't get some sort of relief from the government or aid from the government, they won't be able to continue providing the service. Mm. And then that will mean that over 20% that is with the NBC, I don't see how they can continue not raising the price from a business aspect, because then at the end of the day, if you're a public-private partnership company, you have shareholders, and the shareholders, they're in business to make money, not to lose money. So I don't see how, and the only way they can do it is if the government subsidize or bail them out. Mm-hmm. And all we are asking, the same benefit that the National Bus Company gets, will receive, we want the same for us. We want the national bus company to succeed, and we also want to succeed. So we are not here to fight against the national bus company. We respect all our members that choose to join, and we also respect the members that did not choose to join. And we want the government and the Minister of Transport to continue on that path. He said he respects us, providing that we meet the standard, which we have done so. But I would just like to appeal to the Minister of Transport. From a business perspective, we're in business to make money. We're not in business to lose money. At the end of the day, if we don't make the money to sustain the service, then we won't be able to provide the service. So.
But what challenges, if any, have arisen since the establishment of NBC to get an audience with the government or to have your concerns be ventilated?
We had a meeting with the minister and the CEO about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and we had discussed certain things that was affecting us, which they said they would address, but we see, according to the members, it has not been addressed, whereby that some of the members raised a concern that if they're 1 or 2 minutes late, they won't be allowed in the terminal. They lock them out. So you won't be able to pick up your passengers from inside the terminal. And then the members from the NBC are allowed to be late and still allowed in the terminal. So we find that as a double standard. So that was one of their concerns. Secondly is that they're carrying standees, and we are not allowed to carry standees because the officers, the transport officers, deal with them differently than us. And they feel like they're being targeted because they haven't joined the company. And we also discussed the fares. That's a crucial thing, because then we are saying if we don't get some sort of relief or the government assistance, they won't be able to continue providing the service.
Mr. Gilhari, why did you not join the National Bus Company?
It is very important that a lot of people in this country don't realize that the middle class in all societies make a big difference for the development of a country. And it is under a constitution that we have the right to liberty, freedom of doing our businesses and so forth. If we give up the middle class in our country, we're losing a crucial aspect of our country. A lot of people don't realize the backbone of many industries, of many even businesses, are mom and pop shops. And if you lose that, it's gone forever. But much more than that, it also has to do that government should realize that it is healthy for them to have both sides, because it would give them a comparison as to how they operate and how successful they are in the operation. If they don't have a mirror to see, you know what, we are spending too much money, how will they really look at it? Take, for example, right now, the National Bus Company under the government is saying that they can absorb the price. But if they're running 50 buses in one day or 75 buses in one day, do you realize that you're talking about they're losing over $200 and something thousand a day in just fuel?
I'll have to do the maths. So right
yes,
now, it's
because
too much maths for me to do it.
Because it depends on how much fuel you're burning. If you're burning 30 gallons of fuel, you're looking at so much money per day. If you're burning 100 gallons of fuel, it runs from $75 to $225 per unit. So multiply that per unit. If my CEO would come into from my company and said, Mr. Gilhari, we can afford to lose $200,000 a day. And I said, boss, and how will we pay our payments? How will we be accountable to our shareholders? Because this is what is bad. That's business. This has nothing to do with politics. And this is the aspect that we look at. There's a thing that people do not even realize. The price of transportation is controlled per mile. And if I would tell you how much airs that price has, you would think that I am kidding you. But I'll let the president tell you how much airs. 14 cents a mile, how much airs it has that they have not changed?
1974, and from 1974 it changed, I believe, 2006. And then under Minister Rodwell Ferguson, there was a price increase. But the CEO, Mr. Chester Williams, said that that wasn't approved by cabinet, so that's not valid.
What considerations or how concerned are you about the impact of the impact of a possible price increase on commuters? That's what I'm asking.
Look, we, as any responsible company, you want your commuters to have the best and make certain that they could live within their budget. Do you know this repercussion is not only going to be in transportation, this price fuel. What does discomfort cause to people? It agitates the population. You will have people that will probably have protests, probably go on strike. All of this is unnecessary. If we have the proper husbandry in government, the proper governance, to whereby they would say, you know what, guys, come in, man. We know this is a problem.
Yeah.
And we have to make certain we deal good with the public, good deal with our entire population, because this is what is necessary.
We acknowledge that the government has expressed the NBC being prepared to absorb essentially the loss of what is taking place because of the international market and the gas prices that are being felt across the board. What do you say then, since the government is saying, look, we are also feeling the loss over here. We can't provide that cushion for private companies when we're not even giving that to ourselves?
That's a bit coy, because somebody has to pay for it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody has to pay for the fuel. If as I mentioned a few minutes ago, if we are to absorb $200 and something thousand, the government, who will pay that $200 and something thousand? In our cases, it'll come out of our pockets, but then what will that represent? Will we be able to meet our loan payments? Will we be able to pay our drivers?
What about the standards that they want you to meet with the buses? Will you be able to do that?
This is another thing that I agree with the public that they want better, you know. We would like to give the public better. But the structure of transportation has not been a problem now. It has been for many years. The structure should have been to whereby it's a development aspect for our country, whereby loans can we get at a fair rate, or at a really minimum rate, a zero rating almost. Should be something that government could guarantee and give the proper permits, because right now the bus owners have to mortgage their properties to get a loan because the permit is no good. Nobody will give you $200,000, $1 million loan on a permit for 1-2 years. You need 5 years, 10 years, depending on the life that needs to be paid. So it's a business principle. This has nothing to do with politics.
What
other countries, they give you this development concession. Mexico, the way it renewed all its bus system was by granting the owners the mortgage, the collateral. They were the ones responsible for it, but you had to pay for it, and you had to get it directly from the companies that sell the buses. Right now, Mexico will renew all its fleet again, and they have prepared billions of dollars to make certain that the trucks and buses renew again. We have to, if you really want to be serious about development in a country, then these are the aspects that has to be done. It doesn't matter the political government. What matters are the principle of business and the structure that's in place.
And one would argue that the NBC has put some structures in place. One of the things that the minister lauds is the economies of scale approach. What's your thoughts, Mr. Jones, on this economies of scales concept where cheaper prices comes with bundled purchases?
I don't agree with that concept. Belize is a very small population. Economy of scales will work in very large country, like our neighbor Mexico or neighbor Guatemala, which is over 7 million. Mexico over 30 million. You're looking at a different ball game, right? So I don't see that working due to the simple fact that even if you buy fuel in bulk, you still need to pay the 12.5 GST. And if you buy in bulk, yes, you will probably get about 60 cents or 90 cents off of each gallon. Compared to 250, you'll still be operating at a loss. So like what my brother said is that someone will have to pay the bill. Yeah. You cannot lose 250,000 a day and observe that, and you have shareholders that are expecting dividends on a monthly, quarter, half a year. That make no business sense. And we're being practical business people here. We're just simply saying that it will not work. You can use economy of scale, you can use bringing everyone together. It won't work because the fuel is too high, and not only fuel, parts will go up, labor will go up, everything will go up. So now you're looking at a trickling effect, not only the fuel will be a broader spectrum of expense. And like what my brother said, if you're in a household and you have 5 siblings and you need to commute every day. I'm saying this because I get passionate, because I see a lot of single mothers, single fathers struggling, and the last thing we want to do is to raise price on the commuters. That's the last thing. Yes, we want to improve. We are not knocking the national bus company whatsoever. We love competition. We want competition. We want smart, we want BTL. We want options. We want commuters to choose. You want an electric bus, you want a regular bus, you want to hear the engine, you need the opportunity to choose what you want. You cannot force something on us and say, well, you will only have this, only coffee with no milk, or no sugar. Come on, we need to have option. And like what my colleague said, what drive the economy is small businesses.
Yeah. Well,
small business. We do not.
I would. Yeah, well, let me just say before you continue speaking that we are out of time. And so you have been heard here, and we expect to hear more from you at this morning's press conference.
10 a.m.
And as well as all of that, or a lot of that, will be ventilated in tonight's newscast, as well as our midday news, and of course throughout all our social media platforms. I know you all have a lot more to say, and I wish we could get into it, but I do hope we can further ventilate this issue during the press conference this morning. So
let's let them share, and then I'll just close up
yes,
quickly.
go right ahead, and let's keep
Economies
it
of scale
condensed.
work by percentage. And if the percentage of a raise is much more higher than what that would observe, then it offsets everything. If you're offsetting 10% to 100%, 90% stays unpaid.
Yes.
So this is the problem.
Point
We're
taken.
not, you know, it's business principle. Let's apply business principle on what should be done on business principle. What is happening right now is a business principle that is out of order, and no amount of sugarcoating it will help.
All right.
Let's be blunt. Let's do what we need to be done, and let's satisfy the country, the population, because that is the interest. That is the interest of anyone.
All right, so unfortunately we don't have any more time to go any further with the conversation. We do have another segment.
Okay.
So I want to thank both of you for joining us this morning, and we'll catch up at the press conference.
All right, then, well, I just want to squeeze in one more thing. I just want to wish all Belizeans a safe and happy Easter, and thanks for having us here, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you as well.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have one more segment for you all this morning, the Belize Botanical Gardens. You don't want to miss that one? Stay tuned.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Mornings with the kids are always busy, but having the space we need makes life easier. With the Jack T8, we have the comfort, reliability, and space we need. With fully breathable leather seats, 6-speed manual transmission, 9-inch LCD screen with Apple CarPlay and Android, 4-cylinder, fully turbo diesel, and space for my entire family. We can count on Jack to get us there safely and comfortably.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week Revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Dunamis Worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, Life Music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week Revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation this morning. And as we mentioned before the break, and even earlier in the morning show, we've been talking about Easter activities. I know a lot of you guys have plans for the extended weekend. And this is an option for you. Over at the Belize Botanical Gardens, they are hosting an Easter event for family and children. And so joining us this morning is Rudy Aguilar. He is the Director of Horticulture. Also with him is Hannah Kanab. She is the Community Relations Manager. And you guys will also be joined in just a moment. Chula the Clown, she's a face painter for the event set to take place, and she'll also be doing a really fun painting on Paul's face as well. Look at Paul, a little bit nervous over that side, but we're going to get to them in just a moment. Mr. Aguilar and Ms. Knab, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get a quick overview of the event that is set to take place. Before we do that, though, give me a brief idea of the Belize Botanical Garden, its location, and what you do there.
Okay, I've been with the garden for the past 20 years, and Belize Botanic Garden is basically located off San Ignacio in Cayo, 4 miles into the Chial Road. So it's about a half-an-hour drive from San Ignacio. It's actually closer to Sakat's village than San Ignacio itself. And we are a 45-acre garden. We host a collection of native plants and introduced plants, fruit trees, flowers, and just an open outdoor area for families to enjoy. We're open to the public every day. The only day we close is on Christmas Day. We open from 7 till 4. And we do guided tours. We offer a variety of guided tours. We do a general guided tour. We do medicinal plants tour. We offer tamale making tours.
Nice.
And also tea tasting tours. So we have a variety for everyone to come and enjoy out there at the gardens.
Now, being director of horticulture, what does that entail? You provide a bit of education about these plants?
I've been teaching organic horticulture since 2012. At the time, we were looking for unemployed Belizeans, training them in horticulture or the study of plants, kind of how to look after plants, and getting them jobs after. It was a really good project, and we trained over 100 Belizeans in organic horticulture, and that's how I met Chula the Clown. So it's a past student of mine. So she's not only a clown, but really good with plants as well. So that's another thing that the garden has been doing, is working with the communities when it comes to farming establishment. At the moment, we are currently looking into agroforestry installations for a couple educational institutions, some universities, and some primary school and high schools as well.
Well, speaking of community, we have here with us, as I mentioned, Hannah Knab. She's the Community Relations Manager, and I imagine this event that's set to take place this weekend ties in a lot with your organizing as well.
Yes.
Talk about what is set to take place and how families can get involved.
Yeah, so this Sunday, April 5th, we're going to have our Easter event. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we're going to have lots of things to do, like arts and crafts, like making little bunnies like this, and other kinds of crafts and things. And we'll have like a bunny hop sack races, lime and spoon race. And at 2 o'clock, we'll have a Easter egg hunt. We'll also have scavenger hunt and a lot of other fun things. And we'll have pastries for sale. And we just encourage families to come. And if they want to bring a little picnic and a blanket, they can come and bring that and hang out with us for the day. Yeah. We just ask that please no alcohol for the family event. So that's
is there a fee to enter the garden?
Yeah, so adults are $10 and kids are $5.
Okay.
So try to make it accessible.
Well, you mentioned Chula the Clown that you guys also brought with you. She is a clown by name, as you heard, but she's also very much educated in plant care as well. So I'll send it over to Paul and get a bit of an idea of what you guys can expect when you bring your families, and maybe even learn a thing or two about some plants too. Paul and Chula the Clown, good morning.
Hi, good morning. So this is Chula the Clown, and this is Paul the Clown. So you have two clowns in one set now. Well, I'm a different type of clown, right? And you'll be painting my face this morning. Did you do your
Yeah,
face?
I do my own costume, my own look, my design, everything.
I love it. It's very boutique. Yeah, it's very stylish. It looks like the in trend right now.
Thanks.
All right. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna do something small in your face, but on Sunday, I can do we can do stars, we can do the full face. You can look like a little bunny, you can look like a little jaguar, whatever you wish, I can do that. And after everything, you're gonna get a free balloon. You can ask whatever you want. You can ask for a flower, a bunny, you know, a puppy, sword, giraffe. Yes, in Belize we don't have giraffe, but you can have one
make
too.
giraffes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, we're gonna have dancing with the clown. Myself, because I love to dance.
Do you?
Yeah.
What kind of music?
Just play it and I dance it. You can play your pots and I'm dancing punta for you.
Let's jump into the painting.
Yeah. Okay, let me do something small. Because time.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, that's cold.
It's water.
It's the water.
Yeah.
And in
And
here
see,
it's cold.
on the day we're gonna have a lot of kids, so I have to like work
Oh, I like that already.
faster.
Put one on each side and we're good.
And this can be done on adults and kids.
How long have you been doing this?
From when I was 17 years old.
Wow, so
I've
that's
been
like
selling myself.
3 years ago.
Yeah, we do parades also. We do at Benke. Parades here in Belize. We did for the BTL parade.
Okay.
I used to do the group with the laughing stock.
So you're alone? You have a team?
Right now, I'm working with someone with Maravillas. He's another clown. I work mostly with him. We do party events. San Ignacio in Belize.
I rarely come across women clown.
Actually,
You might
in
be
Belize,
the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You usually have man clown. But
Yeah. You see, people say, "Oh, you're from Mexico." No, I'm not from Mexico. I'm right from Belize. You know, I grew up here in Belize.
I won't lie. I thought the same.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
then
get that a lot.
I heard you speak, and I said, "Okay, yes, you're definitely from Belize."
Actually, I grew up here in Belize, so my family, you know.
I wonder if they're seeing. You guys are seeing what's happening? Whoa! What are we doing?
Right now, people are watching football. It gets on my nerves when guys are watching footballs. So I know you guys love football.
They're putting a ball on my face.
Yeah.
It's
And
exciting.
the thing is that I use paint that is not toxic because kids' skin is very delicate.
I'm gonna actually keep this on for the entire day.
Show off.
Yes, go and talk to government and be very unserious.
And if it's lone men, so.
Yes. Then they'll want to take pictures with me. Oh, I really like how vibrant the colors are and how well the paint stays
I won't
on
put
your
glitters
face.
on you, but
No, 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 no,
glitters,
no.
so.
Let's not go that far. Not today.
Okay, something small. It's
Wow.
washable.
And
Just
you-
use liquid soap to wash it off. See?
Surprised how many kids will get so excited about something like that.
Yeah, because you can do bunny rabbits. The kids love to paint a little nose.
And you
a
did
little
this so
whiskers.
quick.
Yeah.
And you have to work really fast with
Yeah,
the kids,
it's a
right?
lot
If
of
it's
kids.
like 20 kids lined up, like, all right, move on, move on. All right, so I'd like for you to just finally invite people to come out to the
Okay.
event and why they should come out.
So guys, everybody, Belize, come out on Sunday, bring the whole family. I'm gonna be there. Chula the Clown doing face painting. We're gonna have Rudy and Hannah giving away prizes also. We're gonna have a lot of eggs. You can be hopping around, searching for your eggs, Easter eggs. There's a lot of eggs, so we need you guys to come out to the family. Bring the whole family. You can bring a little puppy too. You know, animals are allowed, so come on and have a Sunday.
All
with,
right.
you know.
Well-
Also, if I also do events for
Yes,
parties.
please let us know.
So I work with Maravillas. So this is Chula. My name actually is cute, beautiful, or whatever you
Chula.
want to call me.
Yes.
Call me anytime. It's my number.
Number
Okay.
is 638-4492 and 636-4143.
Also, we have our page. You can just in Facebook, clown, and we're gonna appear as Chula and Maravillas.
Oh.
Like he said, there's not a lot of clowns here
Yeah.
in Belize. you know?
Not a lot of women clown. They have some men clown. Yeah.
Well, thank you
know a few
guys
of them, right?
so much for joining us this morning. It's been a really, really fun day. And we want to thank you guys for wrapping up. I really like the painting over there, Paul. It was done so quickly, and I know a lot of kids will appreciate
Indeed.
something like that as well. Well, we do have to wrap things up at this time. It is March 31st, and if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ, or on Instagram for all the behind the scenes highlight at OYE Belize. We even have TikTok, and that's openyoureyes.bz.
And you can call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow. We think we'll have a show on tomorrow's
April
April
1st.
Fools.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
We
I don't
actually
know.
will,
We will have a show. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.